Is Mafia 3 worth getting? Let's find out. I paid $80 for this game digitally. Okay, so that means I can't return it, anything like that. I can't get my money back. All right. Now the reason is I paid $8 is because I got the bundle. That's right. I got the bundle. That means the DLC is going to be coming soon, and I'm definitely going to get that. This is quite an investment on my part because I plan on making more videos from Mafia 3. Now, from the looks of it, a lot of people out there don't really seem to like Mafia 3. It's been getting a lot of mixed reviews from a lot of different people out there. However, I'm going to be giving you my review, and, well, let's see if you like it or not. Something I've decided to do is separate the ratings. Now, you're kind of wondering, what the hell does that even mean? Well, first and foremost, I'm separating the story from other aspects of it. I believe the story should be at least worth half. If the story is great, then you should definitely get, at least 5. And this story definitely achieves that, okay? The story is very compelling. They use so much, like so many aspects of this era to tell the story, to convey what's going on. Because there's a lot of racial tension, there's a lot of backstory as well on Lincoln's part, because he's not just a bland character. He comes from Vietnam. He has an adopted family. He kind of like he doesn't really know his mother, and as well as his father, who there is rumors to say, could be an Italian person as well. Who knows? But from what I played, it honestly, the story is really great. It tells it directly, like this. I mean, now I know what you're thinking. It's like, whoa, the story's great and all that. Why don't you just give it a 10 out of 10? Well, that's not the case. You see, since I separated this, I believe the story is definitely a 5. So if it was just based on story and like nothing else, then yeah, I would definitely get that. However, this is an open world game. So with that, there comes a lot of issues. But first and foremost, like I was saying, the story. Now, Lincoln Clay is a very interesting character coming from Vietnam, coming back to town, and to seeing like all these crazy things happening around him. And it's like I said, it's not just about vengeance. You right now from the get go, he's trying to get revenge, but he also wants to do so much more because it's about you trying to decide, am I gonna build my own mafia? How am I gonna treat all these people that I'm working with? And they all have their own stories as well that are good. But the main story, that campaign, I'm telling you, it is so good. There is just so much to it. Not everything just feels kind of like just tossed here and there. They definitely put a lot of thought into this, as well as I will say this: the racism within the campaign, the story it's honestly it's kind of gut wrenching at times where you're kind of holy like damn they're going there with this, and they definitely went there with the campaign, okay? And I know a lot of people were like, what the hell, why are they using this? Why are they, And like I said in a previous video, it's like, this is a mature title, okay? If you're not mature enough to handle this, then you should definitely not get it at all, okay? If you're not mature enough to, just don't get it. I mean, seriously, they drop the N-word a lot, but the way they use it, it's like definitely it's a racial slur, and like just how people are treating each other. White people treating African Americans, and I mean, you can tell they're. I mean, it gets really intense. But I will say this. Trust me, you get to kick their ass. You get to kill them. Kill those goddamn racists. Which is a lot of fun for me because I'm like, hell no, man. You're gonna go ahead and say that? You're definitely gonna die. And you. But yeah, ultimately it's up to you because you could let some people live or some people die throughout the campaign. But yes, yeah, the story is really great. There's a lot of twists and turns, things happening here, and I really like it. I really enjoy it. Now, with that being said, there is something that's kind of missing from it. Okay, and that a lot of it, I guess, has to do, with the racism part. I mean, there was a lot of things promised that there was going to be in the world, like how people were going to interact with you, how people would react to you because you are African American. However, I didn't really find myself kind of doing that. Only, I guess, when you entered like a restaurant, if you entered like some type of restaurant or a shop, and I guess it was white people, they would say like the owner would be like, hey boy, what are you doing here? This is whites only. And I was like, what the hell? Like that kind of threw me back, and that got me. I was like, holy crap! So I got up into his face, and I waited there for a little bit, be like, let's see what you do. What are you gonna do? Didn't do anything. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna call the cops. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna call the cops. So I knocked him out, got the hell out of there. But yeah, that was very interesting. However, you don't see that once you're outside in the world. Once you're outside in the world, it kind of throws you off because there's supposed to be all these racist undertones, all these, different things, but you don't really get that. Like, I'm driving along, there's police indicators saying like, oh, hey, like, oh, they're watching you. But there's nothing really going on. Like, honestly, it's kind of like any other game, like GTA, where it's like, okay, if you commit a crime in front of a cop, of course they're going to come after you. I did have one instance where I crashed a car. As my brother was telling me, like, oh yeah, man, like, I've done stuff. I've crashed into cars in front of a cop car, but nothing happened, or in front of a cop. I did that. As soon as he was saying that, I crashed, because I got distracted. And the cops were after me, so I was like, oh, maybe it's a different experience. But yeah, it was kind of strange, right? But also, something, I guess, that can happen is, like, trust me, you could speed past them. You could swerve, whatever. You can you can do a lot of that. You cannot stop at a stop sign, and it'll still keep going, But, yeah, they won't do anything. They don't really say anything to you when you walk by cops. I never really heard any racial slurs or anything of that nature to make me feel like, discriminated against. It was just kind of one of those things where it was just walk by. I would see an encounter of, like, people, picking on African Americans, but it wasn't police officers. Although I did see one where it's like he stops a couple. But yeah, other than that, it was this. It kind of threw me off. That's why I couldn't give it an extra point there. Okay, so that only leaves it with 4 more points, and well, let's see how it does. But that stuff, like the blue indicators and all that, like police and all that, it just became kind of an annoyance after a while. So that's one thing off. The gameplay, however, is really good, and I felt that it's really solid. The gun gameplay, like how you're using things. You can only carry 2 weapons at a time. Well, a handgun and like an assault rifle, a main weapon. But you have all these other different perks out there that you can check. However, yeah, I mean, often I would run out of ammo and just pick up another weapon. And it honestly became one of those situations like, oh shit, I'm trying to hide. I'm trying to do this because they're trying to come after me and I'm running out of ammo. There's times where, a grenade saved my life. I was like, oh crap, I forgot to call in, for more ammo. So I only had a grenade, tossed it in the center. They're like, oh crap, killed them all. It was fantastic. But yeah, that gameplay is like so solid because, I mean, even when you get the sniper and you're looking through the iron sights or down the sights, you're zooming in. You have to kind of keep still because you're breathing in. You can hear that. That was honestly really great, especially like all these interactions, and not to mention the driving. The driving is really good. They have the simulation and normal. Normal, it's like you're able to move a lot faster, a lot quicker, turn, faster. Simulation, it's like you're, driving a car. Like you're taking your time. Like, oh shit, you try to speed off. Like you might crash into something. But yeah, that is really great. The gameplay is really great. The stealth kills. Get the knife, bam, take them out, kill them, brutal kills. That's what I do. There's also non-lethal kills if you want. I guess you can switch off with them. For me, nah, I want that lethal. Now that's really great. However, so that gets 1 point, right? That's 6. That's great. But here's where it loses another point, and that is there were plenty of features that were said to be in the game, but I haven't honestly seen them or haven't done any of them. There's one where I guess you're supposed to do like a brutal kill with your weapon or like to shoot them, but it doesn't really happen. I've had moments where I smack them or do that kind of stuff, but never a moment where I'm like hitting them and then blast them away or anything, or shoot them in the head. It just didn't happen, As well as not also to mention that there's also the fact that there isn't, I guess, much to do in the world. There's really not a lot of features. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of they have quite a few side. There are quite a few, I guess, side quests or optional things that you can do. However, a lot of them do get repetitive, and that's actually kind of one of the things where yeah, but and again, it's really repetitive. I mean, if I mean, not to it's repetitive to a certain extent, but yeah, once you do a couple missions, they're all kind of the same. It's like, oh, go find this, kill this guy, trash this, do that. But a lot of games are kind of like that. I mean, you've obviously played most of them. But yeah, they all have different little things that you can do for everyone. But yeah, for a lot of the main missions and stuff like that, some of it became really repetitive where you would go to a main place, take down some, get the money, uh, and then you would have to go back to kill the boss there. And honestly, that's where it loses the point. And it was really sad, to see that. Cause I'm like, what the hell's going on here? What do you like? What were you guys thinking? I thought it was gonna be something, great and all that. But I mean, a lot of the missions are repetitive, and hopefully, I mean, they fix that. Okay, so that's two already. It's lost two. One thing I will say is that it does get a point. It gets one more. Okay, it gets one more point, and that is for the graphics. Okay. Now, there were times where I don't know if it goes down on me or something happened, but a lot of it, honestly, the graphics looked really good. I liked it a lot. I mean, the water, the sun, the bright. It actually like hit me when I was facing the sun and it was hitting me. I was like, it's actually like hitting me. It's like, holy crap. Yeah, but yeah, the graphics look really good. Which is more than what I can say about some other games. Watch Dogs. But yeah, it looks really good. It's not something often that I say about too many games, but it honestly looks really good, but yeah, that's a plus. Um, that they didn't dumb down the graphics or anything, like bring it down, and which is really great. Now this is the final and last one, and honestly, it loses a point. Yeah, and that is due to it crashing. It crashed on me, and there was like glitches as well, but it crashed on me quite a few times. And yes, I was playing this a lot. However, there were times where I'd shut it down, and then like much later I'd play, and then it would just crash on me. I'm like, what the hell? And then there would be like on another day, it would crash on me again. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? I had to send it. I'm like, hey, you gotta fix this. I paid $80 for this. Don't fucking screw me over here. And honestly, that's why the fact that it crashed on me, and there were like kind of like these glitches and stuff like that. But yeah, crashing, that is not good. It takes me out of the experience, among all the other stuff that I mentioned. But yeah, those were, I guess, the main things that I wanted to talk about. So that's why it gets a 7 out of 10. Now, if it gets fixed and a lot of things get added, a lot of additions of what there's going to be, because they did say that there was going to be, post-launch is going to be like, oh, you could change his suit, you could change how he dresses, instead of just having the same jacket and shirt and stuff, you could have a different outfit. But I haven't seen that, so they're going to add that post-launch. Also, racing, I definitely look forward to that, see how that's going to be. That should be a lot of fun. Along with all the DLC, and hopefully, honestly, that the DLC that they're adding is a lot of fun and it provides more content. Because I honestly enjoyed the main mission, the story mode, and it's really good. But there's a lot of features where it kind of falls down, and it's such a shame because I really had high hopes for this game. I was expecting it to be 8 or a 9, but I mean at a 7, it's not bad. I would say wait on the game. Just wait a while until either the price drops or, hear me out, or until you start hearing like, hey, this, it's fixed. We fixed all these things. We added all this stuff, all these new things. Because honestly, they did say that, hey, we heard you guys, what you guys want, and we're working on it. Obviously, they couldn't just add it to the game, right away. So it is something that you're gonna have to wait on. But is it worth getting? Yes. I don't think it was worth the amount of money I spent, the $80. But there is DLC coming out, which hopefully gives it that extra boost. But honestly, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's actually a fun game. But yeah, if you guys want to wait on it, just wait on it, and you can get it later. As well as, or you can get it now and just enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Gaming News with your host, Dr. Mustache. Beep, beep. Alright, I really appreciate it. I'll definitely be bringing you more content regarding Mafia 3. And, be trying to do some fun stuff with it and see what I can do. Hopefully, and get my money's worth, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of money to spend, $80 on a game. I mean, come on. But yeah, definitely expect more, and definitely expect different types of videos as well. Alright, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video. Also, don't forget to follow me at Ravenouslobo on my Instagram, Ravenouslobo Pro, and my Twitter. Also, visit my website, RavenousloboProductions.com, and my website, and Facebook, Ravenouslobo Productions as well. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Bye.
Huh? Get out of here. You're gonna tell me where I can find the councilman. Lucky's supposed to be playing cards here. Can't have you talking.
Attention all units. There's been a homicide in the French ward. Suspect is described as a Negro male. Response requested.
I think you got
All
real
units be advised.
police
Suspect
incoming.
located. On scene units engaging.
Well, what do you mean I can't take off my sweater? I'm hot!